Welcome to our class today where you will learn simple phrasal verbs for everyday conversations. And we'll do this as a listen and repeat so you can improve your listening skills and your speaking skills. First, let's talk about chores. There are many phrasal verbs you can use when talking about chores. So, can you think of any phrasal verbs? To do with chores? There are many. How about this? I'll clean up, hun. I'll clean up, hun. I'll say it slowly. I'll clean up, hun. Now, notice the future simple, I will clean up. This is used as a spontaneous decision. Now, what is this word here? Hun? Does anyone know? This is a term of endearment. It's a nice thing we say to our husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other. Hun is short for honey, honey. Exactly, honey. Now, notice the spelling here is different at the beginning because that's the sound. Hun, hun. I'll clean up, hun. I'll say it slowly and then I'll say it fast and you can repeat after me. I'll clean up, hun. I'll clean up, hun. So notice that N, it carries over. Clean up. So what's the phrasal verb here? Remember, we're talking about simple phrasal verbs. Of course, the phrasal verb is clean up. Clean up. Now, you might be wondering, well, Jennifer, how is this different from I'll clean, hun, I'll clean up? So the phrasal verb here is clean up. So when you clean something up or just clean up in general, it is the same meaning as clean, but you clean a specific mess or area. So if you just finished eating dinner and your lovely husband says, I'll clean up, hun, well, then he's going to clean the dishes and the mess made from dinner. He's not going to clean the bathroom because that wasn't with dinner. So any mess in a specific mess or area. So if you say, I have to clean the house, it sounds like the entire house. I have to clean up. It sounds like you made a specific mess and now you're going to clean that specific mess. How about this one? Don't forget to wipe down the counters. So your husband or wife volunteers to clean up. And then you add this helpful hint, this helpful suggestion. Don't forget to wipe down the counters. So first, what's the phrasal verb? Azam got it. Wipe down, wipe down. Don't forget. So this is the imperative because it's saying it as a direction. It's the imperative negative. Don't forget to do something, to wipe down the counters. So the counter is the surface where you would eat, potentially eat or prepare the food. That's the counter. So what does wipe down mean here? To wipe down, it means to thoroughly clean a surface or object. So you could wipe down a microphone. It's the object in front of me. I could wipe it down. It could get dusty. So it could be any object, but we commonly use it with surfaces. And it's to thoroughly clean, which means to do a really good job, to completely clean a surface or object. Don't forget to wipe down the counters. So notice this T will not be pronounced. Don't forget to, unstressed preposition, to wipe down. So I don't push out that P sound. To wipe down the counters. 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 Okay, so let's compare it to this one. Remember, we just saw wipe down. So think about this definition. And now let's move on to this example. Wipe up that red sauce before it stains. So, what is the phrasal verb? And notice the sentence structure. Again, we're starting with the imperative. I'm giving this as an instruction. Wipe up that red sauce. So the red sauce, it could be tomato sauce, ketchup is red, salsa. So any sauce that is red, that red sauce before it stains. Now notice stain is when you this is a black shirt, so it's not a good example for a stain. But if you can still see a little bit of red or some area on a shirt or counter and permanently, that is a stain. A stain. But this is the verb to stain. So to cause a permanent imperfection on an item of clothing, commonly, or a counter. Now, it meaning the red sauce. Before it. Now, before tells me that the verb is going to be in the present simple. Before it stains. Before it. So notice that linking rit. Before it. Before it stains. Wipe up. You're going to hear a P sound on up. Wipe up that red sauce before it stains. Wipe up that red sauce before it stains as an instruction. So to wipe up, it means to clean or remove a specific mess. Remember, with wipe down, it's to thoroughly clean an object or a surface, the entire counter. But wipe up is just you have your whole counter, but there's only red sauce here. So to wipe up that red sauce, you just remove the red sauce. You don't necessarily clean the rest of the counter. It's just the red sauce. Okay, so you can interchange these, of course, but just know the meaning is slightly different between wipe down and wipe up. Let's keep going. How about this? Again, chores. I'll put away the dishes after you dry them. So what's the phrasal verb here? All of these phrasal verbs are part of my daily vocabulary. I'll put away. So this T will become a soft D. All. And notice that dark L sound for I will. All. I'll put away. Put away. Put away. I'll put away the dishes after you dry them. So before, after, those keywords tell you that you want the present simple. After you dry them. And I'll put away because this is in the future simple because it's a spontaneous action. Just like if someone says, can someone help me? And then you say, I'll help you. You didn't plan it. It was spontaneous, which means you just thought of it right now. I'll put away the dishes. So a lot of students, Oliver, Patricia, Husi, Azam, exactly. Espanol, yes. Great job, everyone. So, of course, to put away. So if you put something away, you return an item to its proper place. So at the end of my workday, you can't see a lot of objects, but I always put away all the objects in my office. I put them in their proper place. So it's another way of cleaning up. cleaning up because I'm cleaning a specific room, a specific mess, the mess I made while I'm working. This is a great one, Binurai. I'll put away clothes after you dry them. Yeah, exactly. Now, I don't know if someone is drying the clothes, maybe just the washing or the drying machine is drying the clothes, or they're just drying naturally in the sun. So I would probably say I'll put away the clothes because they're specific clothes after they are dry. After they're dry. Or I could also say after they dry. So it's just it's a verb, they dry, or it's an adjective, they are dry. So it's describing them. Either one is fine. But that's how I would say it. How about this? I'll put away the papers after you leave the office. Exactly. Exactly. That's a great one. I'll put away the papers after you leave the office. Very nice. Put away the utensils. Exactly. Now, just know if it's without the article, it just means the entire category of utensils. But in this case, we're not talking about the entire category of clothes or utensils. We're talking about specific ones. And that's why in my example, I didn't say I'll put away dishes because I'm not talking about the general category. I'm talking about the specific ones I'm using. And that's why it's the dishes, the utensils, the clothes. So don't forget that article when you're talking about specific ones. Oliver, I told the children to put away their toys. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Probably parents say this 10 times a day. Put away your toys, put away your shoes, put away your books, whatever it is. How about this one? I just need to take out the trash and then I'm done. So this person has been cleaning, drying the dishes, wiping down the counters, wiping up stains. So this person just has one more task. I just need to take out. I just I just need to take out the trash. Again, the trash because it's specific trash. Trash is garbage. Trash is another way of saying garbage. Take out the trash and then I'm done. So to be done, to be done. It means you've completed the task or the job. I'm done. You could also say I'm finished as well. I'm done, I'm finished. They mean the same thing. So the phrasal verb is exactly as Manuel. Take out, take out. Okay. I take out the trash every time I commute to work. Well, that's a very efficient way of doing it. Wonderful. And Ariel, exactly. Take out, well done. Okay, so take out. So, of course, this means to remove something from a place and put it somewhere else. So, if you take out the trash, you remove the trash, the garbage, from your kitchen and you put it in the garbage can in your garage, or if you live in an apartment complex, you take it to the garbage chute in the hallway, or you take it outside to the bin. So you take it somewhere else. All right. Let's see this, Eduardo. She took out her phone to show me some pictures. Yeah, exactly. So if she took out her phone, it means she removed it from a place. So let's say her purse, it could be her pocket. And in this case, I guess it's not and put it somewhere else. Put it somewhere else could just be held it in her hand in a different location. So it doesn't necessarily have to place it. It could just be having it in your hand in this context. Well done. Well done. Okay, let's keep going. And we'll review cooking phrasal verbs. So there are many phrasal verbs to talk about chores: clean up, wipe down, take out, put away, put in, put back. Lots of phrasal verbs with chores. And the same thing with cooking. Can you think of any phrasal verbs with cooking? Some you probably use every day. How about this one? Oh, and before we move on, here I have this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. I share my best tips and advice in here, and this will absolutely get you started. It will give you the plan to help you focus. So you start with step 1, you complete step 1, and then you move on to step 2, you complete step 2, and then I share my best 6 steps. So you can get this for free. Just go to my website, jforestenglish.com, enter your name and email, and then this will be emailed to you, and you can save it to your computer, or you can download it and print it out just like I did. All right, let's go to cooking. Chop up. That's a great one. And also to make sure I know you're enjoying this lesson, put yes in the comments. Like this lesson is the best way you can say thank you, Jennifer, for waking up early and spending this time with us, for spending hours preparing this lesson. I really appreciate your time. Well, the best way to say thank you is by liking this lesson and sharing it with your friends. Subscribe as well. All right. Let's keep going. How about this? That student said chop up. And the first one is chop up. Hazlak, you read my mind. And honestly, I didn't remember that this was the first one. I knew it was on the list, but that's perfect. Okay, mix in, heat up. These are some phrasal verbs. Good. Azam's enjoying the lesson. Marcel, Stonks, woohoo. Maria, Isabel, thank you. Jorge, Elena, awesome. Exandre, woohoo. Oh, thank you so much, Ariel. I really appreciate your generosity. Thank you. And okay, let's keep going. So we already learned hun, which is the short form for honey. Hey, hun, can you chop up the onions? So this could be a husband asking a wife or a wife asking a husband. Generally, we use hun with significant others. It is possible that it could be a mother talking to her children, because parents also refer to their children as honey. So it could be that as well. Hey, hun, can you chop up the onions? Hey, hun. Hey, hun, can you chop up? So you hear a up. So I put my mouth in the P position, chop up. Chop up the onions. And native speakers don't always follow this rule, but this pronunciation guideline. When you have a vowel, you can use the long the and change it to the. I don't always do that. I do it when I'm linking them together. But if I'm not linking them together for whatever reason, I generally don't do that. But here I said the onions. The yeah. You might hear a y sound before onion. Youngin. That's to help with that linking. The onions. The onions. Hey, hun, can you chop up the onions? Okay, yes, you can ask, chop up the cabbage for sure, for sure. Okay, and yes, it makes me cry as well. It makes me cry. It makes me do something. So you want the base verb after. It makes me cry. Okay, so the phrasal verb, of course, is to chop up. So which means to cut into small pieces. Can you chop up the onions? Let's keep going. How about this one? Did you heat up the sauce? Did you heat up the sauce? So, of course, this is a question. What's the phrasal verb? Did you heat up the sauce? Notice my pronunciation here. Did you? Did you? J, j. You'll hear that j sound. Did you? Some native speakers turn you into ya. Did ya? Did ya? Ja? Did ya? Did you? Did ya? But most of the time, a native speaker will not say, did you? It will sound like did with that J. Did you? Did you heat up? So this T becomes a soft D. Heat up. Heat up. Heat up. Heat up. That's the two sounds you hear. Heat up the sauce. And exactly, we got it. Heat up. Awesome job, everyone. Heat up. Heat up. Woohoo. Okay. Yeah, you could also say warm up the sauce. And to heat up, it means to make something hot or warm. So absolutely it does mean warm. You could also say, did you warm up the sauce? Did you heat up the sauce? We good morning. Good morning, Backpack View. We frequently use heat up if something has already been to a hot or warm temperature, but then maybe you moved on and cooked something else, or it was from yesterday and you want to heat it again. So it's commonly used like that, but it can also mean just heating for the first time as well. Okay. Yeah, heat up. Exactly. Heat up the soup is better. Yes, you don't want cold soup, most likely, unless it's gazpacho. Okay. So that's a great cooking phrasal verb. And yes, you can ask, did you heat up the tea? Did you heat up the tea? Very nice. So it sounds like you made tea, it got cold, and then you're making it warm or hot again. That's generally what I hear or what I think when I hear heat up, heat up. How about this? No bread for me, thanks. I'm cutting down on carbs. So let's say you're sitting down at a table to eat and they're passing around the food and someone offers you bread. They put the tray with the bread in front of you and you can just say, no bread for me, thanks. So that's a common everyday way of declining a food item. No bread for me, thanks. I'm cutting down on carbs. I'm cutting down on carbs. So what's the phrasal verb? Avoiding carbs. Exactly. That's the meaning. Yeah, reducing, Manuel. Great one. Azam, exactly. Good job because you noticed that there's a second preposition to cut down. But when you specify the noun, in this case, carbs, which means carbs is the short form for the word carbohydrates. Native speakers rarely use the word carbohydrates unless you're talking to your doctor or you're watching or reading a formal medical or nutritional study or resource. in everyday context, it's carbs, carbs. That's what natives say. No bread for me, thanks. So this is a casual, everyday way of saying, I don't want any bread. No bread for me, thanks. Adding thanks just makes it sound polite because if you're saying no to something, we generally want to just sound a little more polite. No bread for me, thanks. I'm cutting down on carbs. So down on, you'll hold out that N. And it's in the present continuous because it's taking place now. I'm doing this action now. I'm cutting down on carbs. So this is another way of saying to reduce the amount consumed. Now, someone said avoiding carbs. Yeah, because if you avoid them, it means you're not eating them, and therefore you reduce the amount consumed. So I understood what you meant there. Okay, yeah, it could mean you're on a diet, on a diet. So good job getting the preposition on, but you also need a diet, a diet. Yeah, you could be on a diet, you could just be watching your weight, for example. Exactly, or because it's trendy. Cutting down on carbs is trendy nowadays. Gluten-free is trendy nowadays. So that could be why you're cutting down on carbs. Okay. Oh, that's a good phrasal verb for cooking. Absolutely. Yes, I'm on a diet. To be on a diet. Exactly. And yes, carbs is how native speakers refer to carbohydrates in all contexts except for official medical nutritional context. Then you'll hear someone use the word carbohydrates. Okay, let's keep going, everyone. And this person is not cutting down on carbs because spaghetti is all carbs, all carbs. So someone might say, wow, you really polished off the spaghetti. And you can replace spaghetti with whatever word you want. The chocolate cake, the cookies. I guess a dessert could be a very a common replacement here as well. Wow, you really polished off the spaghetti. What is the phrasal verb? Azam got it. Manuel got it. If you're having difficulty identifying the phrasal verb, just remember English sentence structure. We have subject, verb, and then a phrasal verb is a verb and a preposition. So you just need to find the verb in the sentence and the preposition. Yes, devour. Devour is a good replacement. But does anyone know what devour means? Because that might be a more advanced term as well. Natalia got it. Polish off. Eduardo got it. Niley got it. Julia, exactly. Great job, everyone. Wow, you really polished off the spaghetti. You really polished off the spaghetti. So notice, to polish, you may be more familiar with the verb to polish. For example, if you have a ring or a silver cutlery and you polish it, you rub it with a cloth until it becomes shiny and sparkly. That's the verb to polish. But remember, phrasal verbs have different meanings. So you can't take the verb polish and understand the meaning of the phrasal verb polish off. Wow, you really polished off the spaghetti. So this ed is pronounced as a soft T, polished, polished. But now, because I have a vowel after it, off, I'm going to connect those together. Polished off, polished off. Wow, you really polished off the spaghetti. Wow, you really polished off the spaghetti. Okay, so what does it mean? Oh, Eduardo, she polished off the whole pizza by herself. Can you tell from the context what it might mean? Niley's on the right track for sure. I'm Matt is on the right track as well. It means to quickly eat all of something. So if this person was served a plate of spaghetti and then within 5 minutes, their plate is empty. So they ate all the spaghetti or the vast majority of the spaghetti. Maybe there's a few noodles left. You could say, wow, you really polished off the spaghetti. Okay. So finish completely. Exactly. Exactly. Finish completely, but also I think it's important that it's quick. You did it quick because you can finish a plate of spaghetti over a long period of time, maybe even days, for example. So just add that quickly or understand the meaning of it. Okay. How about we move on to the weather, another area where there are many, many phrasal verbs. Can you think of any phrasal verbs related to the weather? I'm Matt asks, wow, you literally eat up the whole pizza by yourself. Is it correct? So the meaning is correct, but the eat up, your verb isn't conjugated because it's in the present simple, but a present simple is used for a routine event. So you would, if you're looking at an empty pizza box, the person has already done the action. So it would just be in the past simple. Wow, you literally ate up the whole pizza by yourself. So ate in the past simple. And yeah, polish off, eat up. Those are the base verbs. You have to conjugate them. Yeah, you could absolutely, you're welcome, Sophia. You could absolutely use eat up. And Marcel, yeah, you could polish off the soup for sure. Just polish off the soup. Okay, let's keep going. Alice, under the weather is an idiom, an idiom. An idiom and a phrasal verb are not the same thing. They're different grammatically, they're different in sentence structure and how they're used. But good guess, good guess. How about this? Looks like it's going to clear up this afternoon. Looks like it's going to clear up this afternoon. So notice here, I started with looks. This is a casual way because I dropped the auxiliary verb or I dropped the subject, it. It looks like because we use it as the subject with weather and describing the state. So it represents the state of the weather, the state of the day. It looks like. But native speakers, we often drop subjects, especially if it's obvious. Looks like it's going to, it is going to, it's going to clear up this afternoon. So it sounds like the person is making a prediction and it's morning time or mid morning because they're making a prediction about the afternoon. Exactly, Amir. Mario, clear up. Not to get cleared up, just to clear up. Don't worry, Marcel. I will explain it. Let's do it right now. So to clear up. If I say, it looks like it's going to clear up this afternoon. Notice how I pronounce going to as gonna. Looks like it's going to clear up this afternoon. This afternoon. This afternoon. You'll hear that S. Looks like it's going to clear up this afternoon. So it means right now, as I'm looking outside, it's either raining or it's cloudy. But the clouds are starting to disperse, which means go away. So stop being cloudy. Now, or if it was raining heavily, Now it's only raining lightly, and I see a little bit of sun, which tells me it may stop raining. Okay. So, based on this one sentence, you don't know if they're talking about clouds or rain. Of course, if someone says this to you, you would be able to look out your window and understand the context. Yeah, uncloudy is not a word. So we don't the opposite of cloudy is not uncloudy. The opposite of cloudy is clear. So it's cloudy, it's clear. Exactly. Clear sky. Okay. Yeah, the sky will clear up and we'll see the sun. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, disperse. So disperse is a the way of saying the clouds go away, disperse, disperse. Okay. How about this? I can't believe how much the nights have already cooled down. This is what I've been saying to my husband every morning because it's the beginning of September, which means fall is coming in North America. But the mornings and this is nights, but it's also mornings. Oh my goodness, it's so cold now compared to a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So, to my husband, I would say, I can't believe how much the nights have already cooled down. Have already cooled down. Exactly. To cool down. Great job, Dan. Manuel. Exactly. Jorge, cool down. Exactly. Okay, I can't believe. So I'm expressing shock or disbelief. So I'm just surprised. Wow, it's only the beginning of September. It was 6 degrees Celsius this morning. That's cold for the beginning of September. I think it should be around 12 to 15 would be normal. I can't believe how much the nights have already cooled down. So to cool down, it just means to become less hot. So as I described, compared to 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago, the nights are colder, less hot than they were. So you can use this in a daily situation. Oh, I think it's going to cool down tonight. Bring a sweater, for example. Oh, Manuel, I'm jealous. 24, that's like the perfect temperature. Not too hot, not too cold. Beautiful, beautiful. Natalia's getting cold, sleeping in a cardigan. I had my bed warmer on last night. I have an electric blanket and I love it. Okay, let's keep going. I hope the sun comes out soon. Ooh, it's chilly. It's chilly. So, chilly is a casual way of saying a little bit cold. So, it's cold, but not very cold or freezing. So, it's chilly. It's chilly. It's slightly cold, or just a more casual way of saying cold. Ooh, it's chilly out there. We often say out there. Ooh, it's chilly out there, which means outside. It's chilly out there. It's chilly out there. I hope the sun comes out soon. I hope the sun comes out. So you have a voiced sound comes out. I hope the sun comes out soon. I hope the sun comes out soon. It's chilly. It's chilly. It's chilly. Rachel said, oh, sorry. I meant to click on Rachel. Come back to you, Matt. In Madrid, it's chilly right now. Oh, really? What's the temperature there? And Matt said, comes out to raise. Maybe. Because, when the sun rises, that's first thing in the morning. It is possible that I'm seeing this at 5:30 in the morning and I hope the sun comes out. So rises for the first time, sunrise, but to come out it can be more just of to appear. So as I say this, it's cloudy. Okay. The sun is behind the clouds. So if the clouds disperse, the sun will be visible. So this isn't said just for sunrise. You can say this at any time during the day. So to appear, to appear. I hope the sun comes out soon. It's chilly. It's chilly out there. It's chilly out there. Exactly. That's sounding like a native speaker. It's chilly out there. 64 degrees in Detroit, but I don't know Fahrenheit, so I'm not sure what that is. Is that chilly? Is that hot? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, and someone said the moon comes out. Yeah, so you could absolutely you can use this with the moon. The stars came out and it was beautiful. You could say that as well. Oh, in Peru, it's winter. What's the temperature there? Okay. 25 yesterday. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Here comes the sun. Actually, I was thinking of the Beatles as well as I was saying this. Okay, let's keep going. It looks like the clouds are breaking up. Breaking up. It looks like the clouds are breaking up. So here I added it. No reason. I didn't consciously think of not using it the last time I said looks like and using it this time. Because native speakers, we use them really interchangeably. It looks like, because when we add that it, notice how fast it is. It looks like, it looks like, it looks like, it looks like. You almost don't hear it. It looks like, it looks like the clouds are breaking up. So what's the phrasal verb? What's the phrasal verb? Natalia got it. Break up. Now, remember, phrasal verbs have different meanings depending on context. Some phrasal verbs have 3 different meanings. Of course, if I say, "Oh no, my best friend and her boyfriend, excuse me, broke up." They broke up. So in that case, it means they ended their relationship. In this context, the clouds are not ending their relationship with the sun, for example. So, and here, remember, as a verb, the verb is conjugated based on the time reference and the subject. So the subject is the clouds, which is plural. So that's why we have are, they are, and it's in the present continuous because it's taking place now. The clouds are breaking up. This is another way of saying disperse, disperse. So let's say these are solid clouds and they're blocking the sun. The sun is behind the clouds. So solid clouds. Okay. If the clouds start breaking up, they start disappearing. They become lighter and lighter. And then maybe this cloud is no longer one solid. It's just little bits of cloud not connected. So you can see the sun behind the clouds because they're breaking up. So it's going from solid to less solid and smaller as well. So that would be breaking up. Yeah, you could also say clearing up. Absolutely. So the clouds are breaking up. You're focusing on the clouds separating and becoming smaller. If you say the sky is clearing up, you're focusing on the sky and the absence of clouds. So they're very similar. And it doesn't matter what you say. The clouds are breaking up. The sky is clearing up. Either one. Okay. No, you cannot say split up in a weather context. You can say split up in terms of a relationship between my best friend and her boyfriend. You can use split up. But with weather and the clouds, use breaking up. Fading is a good one. Yeah, this is part of it. Fading, becoming smaller, dispersing. So all three of those together. Yeah, getting lighter, you can think of it like that. Absolutely. Fading, getting lighter, smaller, dispersing, which means moving apart. Yeah, you can think of all of that. Breaking up, breaking up. It looks like the sky is clearing up. Exactly, exactly. Very nicely done, everyone. Okay, to disperse or separate into smaller parts, but I've already explained it in an easier to understand way. How about this? The wind needs to ease off before we go kayaking. So, kayaking is a water sport where you're in a small boat with no engine. You just have a paddle. Okay. And it's a skinny and long boat, I guess. I'm just trying to describe kayak if you don't know. So the wind needs to ease off. The wind needs. So I'm not pronouncing that D. So because I have an N here and an N here, it just kind of carries on. The wind needs, the wind needs, the wind needs, which is funny because it doesn't sound like the word wind. It sounds like win. Now you might be wondering, well, why don't native speakers get confused? How do they know if you hear the word win that you're talking about wind? Because win is the opposite of lose. So why don't native speakers think you're talking about the opposite of lose? It's because context. Native speakers use context to understand the meaning of words. So the context is I'm probably standing outside in the wind and there's a kayak right there and I can see the trees moving. So when someone says the wind needs to ease off, I know that they're talking about wind because the context makes it obvious. So always understand the context to try to understand the meaning. The wind needs to ease off. This is a voiced sound. Ease off, to ease off, to ease off, to ease off before we go. Remember, we talked about how you use the present simple with before, after, before we go. Now, with sports that involve movement, it's very common to use the structure go and then the verb in ing. Let's go dancing. Let's go biking. Let's go hiking. So let's go running. Let's go jogging. Sports of movement, we commonly use that structure. Your verb go is what's conjugated. Yesterday, we went kayaking. This verb, kayak with ing, is always in the ing form. Exactly. Fishing is a great one. Let's go fishing. Oh, where's my cat? I know she's usually sleeping there, but she's sleeping in another room. She's definitely sleeping though. She's sleeping somewhere, just not in here right now. Okay, so ease off is our phrasal verb, and it means to become less strong or intense. And you can think of it as slow down for sure. Helena said, it seems the wind will never ease off. Exactly. I love that. It seems the wind will never ease off. Very nice. I like that. Great job. Lone said, the snowstorm is supposed to ease off overnight. That's a great sentence. Well done. So you can use other weather events. You can even use something like the sun. If it's 35 degrees and you're working outside and the sun is just beating down on you, you might say, oh, I hope the sun eases off. So you want clouds. You want clouds to block the sun. So you could use that as well for sure. Okay, let's talk about work and tasks. And lots of phrasal verbs you can use with work and tasks. So, how about this sentence? I really need to catch up on my emails. I really need to catch up on my emails. Is this something you would say? I think everybody says this every day. I really need to catch up on my emails. What's the phrasal verb? I really need to catch up. Catch up. So this ch sound in ch is on the up. So the two sounds are catch up, catch up, catch up, catch up on. So when your mouth is in that P position, pawn, just open it for the on. So catch up on my emails, So you might hear a little bit of this sound in front of e. My emails. I really need to catch up on my emails. I really need to catch up on my emails. Exactly. This is a joke we have in English because catch up sounds exactly the same as the red sauce you need to wipe up, which is ketchup. Yeah, and you got it. To read and answer all my emails. So to catch up on something, emails is the something in this case. It means that you do something you should have done earlier so you're not behind. So I don't check my emails on Saturday or Sunday, including personal emails. I don't check any emails on Saturday, Sunday. I disconnect. So, guess what my email is like on Monday? It's insane. So, every Monday, I need to catch up on my emails. So, my emails are here and my progress is here. So, I need to get to this point. So, I need to catch up. So, that would be catch up. Okay. And notice that additional phrasal verb. When you specify the noun, you need on, catch up on, like Manuel said. How about this one? Thankfully, I scraped through the presentation. Thankfully, I scraped through the presentation. Thankfully, I scraped through. So this ED is pronounced as a soft T, scraped. But because we have this through, because we have the TH here, you're not going to hear it very well. Scrape through the presentation. Thankfully, I scraped through the presentation. So again, this is where context will make it obvious if this is the present simple or the past simple, because based on pronunciation, you won't hear it. You won't hear that ED in pronunciation. You will understand based on context because I'm telling you about a presentation I gave yesterday or earlier this morning. So context makes it obvious. Okay, so to scrape through, this means to succeed. So I succeeded in the sense that I gave the presentation. So what does succeed mean? Well, it depends on different things. In the sense of a presentation, it could be simply giving a presentation, but just barely. So I did succeed, but just barely. So it depends on an exam, for example. If you scrape through the exam, you could think of it as you finished the exam, but with 5 seconds to spare. So 5 seconds later, the timer went off and you literally just circled the last answer. So you scraped through the exam. Or it could be that to pass the exam, you need 70 points and you got 71. So yeah, you succeeded, but barely 71 and you needed 70. So that could be scrape through, scrape through. I passed by the skin of my teeth, which is an idiom that means the same thing. Great job, Manuel. Awesome. Michelle said, after my upcoming trip, I need to catch up on my English lessons. Exactly, exactly. Now, if you didn't have the noun, Michelle, if you just said, I need to catch up, period, that would be grammatically correct. But when you include the noun, my English lessons, then you need the additional preposition on. I need to catch up on my English lessons. Okay, this will be our last one. Can you boil down the presentation for me? So let's say you weren't at this meeting because you had to catch up on your email. So you said, sorry, I can't attend the meeting. And then after you ask your coworker who went to the meeting, can you boil down the presentation for me? There was a presentation at the meeting. Can you boil down the presentation for me? So the phrasal verb, yes, boil down. Benuri got it. Dan got it. Hussein, Jorge, Ernesto, exactly. Boil down. And what does it mean, everyone? May got it. Can you boil down? Can you boil down? Can you boil down the presentation for me? So this for will sound like for me, for me. And can will sound like can you. Now, native speakers may say can ya, and pronounce it as ya instead of you. Can you boil down the presentation for me? Okay, we have explain, maybe explain. That's part of it, but it doesn't capture the meaning of the verb. Cover it for me? I don't quite think so. Exclude the most important information. It's almost the opposite, Paslak. Explain the most important information, or exclude the least important information, you could say. Okay, not prepare. Yeah, this is the best. This is the best definition so far. Can you summarize the presentation? Summarize. That's the best definition. So to reduce it, which means summarize it to the main points. So I would include to summarize the most important information. Because if you summarize your day to someone, you may tell them everything you did, and you did 20 things, okay? But if you boil it down, generally you may only share the most important 3 things, or maybe there was really only one important thing you did. And everything else, really, who cares what you ate for breakfast, right? But there was this one important thing that you want your friend to know. So you summarize it, you reduce it, but to the main points. It could be 1, it could be 3, it could be 5, but you don't just summarize everything, only the main points. Yeah, you focus on the key message, the key message. You remove any extra details. Exactly. Yeah. So now everyone knows how to properly use boil down. Oh, thank you, Helena. You are great at boiling down phrasal verbs. I appreciate that. All right, everyone, that is the end of our class today. So I will remind you that you can download this free speaking guide. I boil down what you need to do to 6 clear steps. So, of course, there are hundreds of things you could do to improve your English, right? I boil it down to 6 easy steps to follow. So just download this free speaking guide, or you can just save it to your computer and read it right on your computer, and then just go through it, follow step 1, complete it, move on, follow step 2. I boil it down for you. So you can go to my website and get this emailed to you absolutely free. All right, so make sure you do that. And now I have to put this away. I have to put this in its proper spot, which actually isn't right here. I have a drawer that I will put it in. I'll put it away at the end of the day. And make sure you like this lesson. It shows me that you support the channel. You care about the channel doing well. You want to say thank you to me for spending this time with you. It takes me a long time to prepare these lessons. I don't think you would really understand how long it takes to prepare these lessons for you. So make sure you do say yes, yes, yes in the comments or anything, because it truly is the best way of saying thank you. And like this lesson, share it with one friend, share it with 5 friends, share it with 100 friends, share it with everyone you know. That is also an amazing way to say thank you. And of course, subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson as well. You have a nice day as well. Thanks for coming and participating, Jorge. Thank you, everyone. Roberta, Sauce Mary, Awesome, May, Bunari. Thank you, everyone. Lizbeth, woohoo, Horatio, Ernesto. High five right back at you. Oh, you're from Winnipeg? That's where I'm from. Winnipeg is freezing cold. Ooh, my brother told me it was -1 over the weekend. So stay warm. Stay warm. That's what I have to say to you. All right, you're very welcome. Share this with your friends. That's the best way you can truly say thank you. Bye, Joe. Georgina. It's a beautiful name, Georgina. I love that. Thailand. You're very welcome. Rodriguez. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and backpack view. I guess you'll be kayaking later, I assume. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day. I'll see all of you later. Bye.